a calm and peaceful pond, and you have a rock in your hand. Now what do? You throw it in and make a splash, right? What do you say we give it a shot? Ooh, nice splash. Let's take a closer look at those waves. They're covering the entire pond, but they started from a single point, where the rock splashed down. Drilling is like that too. When a deviation from the drill plan occurs, the effects of that deviation spread out like waves and impact every stage of your operation. Here's how one of our dealers explains it.
The downstream effects of drilling are huge. Everything in mining goes wrong if the fragmentation is bad. So we're always trying to help our customers improve their fragmentation and yet decrease their costs in blasting. So the customers latch on to Terrain for drilling because it can improve their process and it can improve the entire downstream effect in their mining. It's easier on their crusher, it's easier on their shovel, it's easier to load, and it's easier to haul.
All right, so let's talk about some of the variables that can occur in your drilling practices and explore some of the impacts they can make on your mine. The first one is huge, pattern spacing. Let's say our drill pattern design looks like this, but our actual holes end up like this. When a drill pattern is inconsistent, holes have to be re-drilled, or at least fixed. And that extra work leads to inefficient operations, excessive use of the machine, and additional use of explosives, which is one of the highest cost items on a site. Inconsistent drill patterns also result in a lot of differently sized rock in the blasted material, and that creates a whole new set of challenges. When rocks are too big, well, it's tough digging. It puts a lot of extra wear on the shovel. And it makes it difficult for operators to optimally load trucks. You can get loads that are often over the targeted payload or under it. And that means more cycles to remove the same amount of dirt. Not so efficient. Now imagine what happens when one of these oversized rocks makes its way from the shovel to the haul truck and finally to the hopper at the crusher. Bad news, right? To avoid that, we'll need to put in more time for more rock breaking, which will impact throughput and cause wear and tear on the crusher. So pattern spacing is one variable, but what happens when holes aren't drilled as deeply as they should be? Well, the blast leaves behind solid, unexploded rock that's a lot more difficult to dig. Loading times become longer, and the operator is forced to dig around the rock toes. It also adds strain and wear on your loading equipment, and damage to the ground engaging tools. There's also an impact on your hauling fleet. As loaded trucks travel over this uneven ground, they experience pitching and racking in the frame, which leads to even more wear and maintenance downtime. It also increases tire wear and can even cause premature failure. These conditions are also challenging for support equipment that is used to maintain grade on the uneven bench floor. So what happens when holes go too deep? First, any unnecessary drilling is a waste of consumables and time. It also causes additional wear on your drills, and if the holes aren't stemmed correctly, there's potential to use and waste explosive material. These challenges are pretty common. Miners face them every day. But let's take a look at how one of our customers overcame them with Cat Terrain for drilling. A surface gold mine in Brazil decided to test 4 of their drills to learn how Terrain for drilling could help with hole depth, pattern spacing, and angle. The study showed that without Terrain, they had been over-drilling by almost a meter on average. That's not uncommon, but it is costly. During the study, Terrain was able to reduce that over-drilling to less than 10 centimeters on average, which represented a 6% reduction in total meters drilled per year. Terrain also helped ensure that the holes were being drilled in their planned locations and at the correct angles. As a result, the mine experienced even charge distribution. They reduced re-drilling time, and they experienced a 5% improvement in rope shovel productivity. Terrain also helped them better execute their design pattern, so they achieved more uniformly sized rock after every blast. That led to a 6% reduction in planned drilling overall, better machine utilization, less maintenance time, and an almost $200,000 annual reduction in consumables. In all, the savings added up to over $400,000. And that's just for drilling operations. Now, when we talk about blasting, the numbers start getting really fun. By equipping just 4 drills with Terrain, the mine achieved an annual savings of $1.5 million per year, just for using less explosives. Not bad, right? Terrain ensured that the blasted material was more homogeneous, so the mine saw a 5% improvement in shovel productivity. The shovels also required less maintenance time, and the mine was able to move the same volume of material as before, but terrain for drilling enabled them to do so while using almost 500 fewer hours of excavating time. And all of that resulted in more than $250,000 in annual savings. These loading improvements also led to faster cycle times, which enabled them to use less trucks to deliver the same amount of material. And that's a pretty good increase to their efficiency. The mine also saw significant improvements in load consistency and cycle times. They achieved uniform rates into the crushers and fewer delays for rock breaking at the hoppers. Okay then, so here's the big reveal. All of this, it added up to more than $2 million in savings per year, just for equipping 4 drills with Cat Terrain for drilling. Our customer's investment paid for itself in a matter of months. Now let's hear how another mining customer has improved their operations with Cat Terrain for drilling.
Cloud Peak uses a lot of cast blasting, so it's not a vertical hole. We use an angled hole. It's very important that those be correct. There's a design process that places that hole in the perfect location so that we can get the most out of that blast. That location is automatically sent out to the driller so that he doesn't need any survey stakes. He can navigate to that hole. He knows what to expect, so we're mapping the zones as we drill through those where we can optimize our cast blast.
When they send out a map, it's all set precise where it's designed to be. And ones that don't have it, it's a gamble game. How far is that from the edge of that hole, you know? You can get on the terrain and, well, shoot, it's right here. I still got 30-some feet. It does eliminate the re-drilling.
So there you have it. Cat Terrain for drilling can help you manage your drilling challenges and optimize every stage of your mine.